Alright, hello! I'm DOOMVEGA. I do funny little Twitch streams and YouTube streams. I wanted to walk through my OBS setup just real quick, kind of to show off my setup and kind of explain what's going on behind the scenes. So right now I have a dual OBS setup. I've got two instances of OBS running. One is obviously capturing my stream setup. Let's actually walk through the docs real quick. We're gonna be just going over the basics, what's up and around here. So first off, we have this section right here. This has my stream information for Twitch. This is the only stream information that I'm able to update through OBS, and that is fine. Obviously, this is all Twitch stuff. You've got your title, your go live notification, your category, etc. In here, we have Twitch quick actions. So if chat wants a poll or a prediction, I can do that right here. If a goal is updated live on stream, I can update a goal right here. And if something were to happen, if we were to get like a raid from a nasty person, we could turn on sub-only chat. From here, we have our collaboration panel. These are just here for me to press some buttons real fast without needing to open the Twitch website. This right here is the Twitch activity panel. It is just a quick way for me to see what's going on Twitch. Obviously, right here we have our big layout. We've got our stream layout here. This is our basic intro screen. We will be going through each of the scenes and the screens later. We have our vertical live stream. This gets sent to YouTube only. On the rare chances that I stream to Instagram, this feed is also sent over to them. Right here we have Twitch chat. This is where you live when you are in Twitch chat. All of your messages pop up here, and of course, they are sent immediately to both screens as well. Down here, we've got some sources and scenes for vertical, and sources, scenes, and transitions for our horizontal layout. We do have a stinger transition. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Here is our audio mixer. This is just letting me know what we've got going on here. We have Streamlabs alerts right here. We've got our Twitch alerts right underneath that. Coffee, and then we have, it's labeled VLC, but I'm actually using Music.ly for all of my music. Then obviously we have our controls, stream, record, replay buffer, virtual camera, studio mode, and OBS settings. So instead of using keyboard shortcuts, my drawing tablet actually came with a little shortcut device. It allows me to link shortcuts to buttons, so Control+1 is our intro screen. Control+2 is our stream screen. This is the stream setup. So we have lots of things going on. Obviously, we've got chat. We have a VTuber avatar for when I'm feeling a little quirky. My logo is in every single scene. This is so that it is baked into the video. I don't have to worry about adding it in when I'm editing. We have image WebSockets in here. Here is our WebSockets, and this is built in for my Twitch bot, which was custom built by myself and Epiglottal Axolotl. We have some Discord overlays. This is for when I am in voice chat with my friends. This is so that all of their icons, their usernames pop up so you know who's talking and when they're talking. So now we have some text. This is song information. This is part of a plugin called Tuna. Tuna is hooked up to Music.ly so that all information from Music.ly gets sent right to OBS so that everybody is credited. For example, if I started playing some of my music, it will automatically update and it will have all of the information. We've got the song name, the artist, and the album that it was on, which is a lifesaver because I want to make sure that these artists get credited. We have a PNG tuber set up here. I don't use it as much anymore, but it's definitely present in my older VODs, the red fox with the glasses. I use PNG Tuber Plus. That is just a free piece of software. You can find it on itch.io or Steam. As for visual, we've got a lot going on here. So Twitch alerts is not really one source. It is a scene being recognized as a source, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Obviously, this is my webcam. Webcam is right here. This is a Razer something or other. I wish I could tell you. I think it's a Razer key something. I'll put it up on screen, I'm sure. We have Screen Grab. Now, Screen Grab is all of my full screen applications, window captures. Again, it is another scene that is being captured as a source. This is so that I don't have to have 1,000 different sources in my lineup here. And then we just have the border here. I'll turn this off and on. You'll see that that's actually my background. And then my audio setup is just microphone, music, Twitch, and Discord. Now let's talk about the BRB screen. So yeah, this is basically the same as the intro screen. The text is different, obviously it reads "be right back." Now end stream is the same thing. If it were truly the end of a live stream, I'd have credits rolling here. The credits automatically detect, okay, who's subscribed to my YouTube channel during the stream, who's followed or subbed to my Twitch channel, etc. It will pick up events from across channels and display them right here so that everybody once again gets credited. Now you may have noticed that flipping through these scenes, I have been able to also flip to my vertical scenes. And that is because these are hooked up. The vertical plugin is by Aitum, A-I-T-U-M, and you can find the vertical plugin right on the OBS plugins website. These scenes are hooked up so that I do not have to flip through multiple scenes at a time to get to where we're going. There's also the music stream, and it's usually for when I'm improvising with piano. You'll notice here that there's an audio setup just titled Rain. If we look at the properties on that, it is just a playlist of background noise. It says we're on loop. It is just ambient rain so that in the moments where I can't come up with anything, there is still a little bit of sound. The streams are meant to be very relaxing. Now, let's talk about some of the other scenes we've got in here. This is Tuna. This is all that it is. And I set it up like this because I was tired of having to reset Tuna's position. Every single time I changed something on stream, Tuna would often break apart, and I didn't want to deal with that. So Tuna is right here. You can't see it because it's on a black background, but the progress bar is in here. And if we were to play a piece of music, that progress bar would continue forward. Now, screen grab. As you can see, we've got our game capture. We have Citra, Oblivion specifically. If you do have issues with capturing whatever game, you can usually set it up with a window capture and that should be fine. We've got all sorts of sources in here because sometimes they don't get captured with a certain application capture, sometimes they don't get captured with full screen capture, and then we have a huge list of audio sources. And that's fine, because this gets grabbed and sent to my game screen. I don't have to worry about fixing everything if something breaks, right? Now, blur screen grab is exactly what you think it is. This is for mobile view because the screen grab doesn't always look great on mobile. My goal with this is to just have this sitting in the background, so just in case a application doesn't fit the ratio I've given it on the mobile screen, the vertical screen, it will still look nice. Twitch alerts is exactly what you think it is. This is just a big screen for me to lay out all of my alerts. These go on top of most of my screens, and we have the coffee alerts, we've got the Twitch alerts, the Streamlabs alerts, and then we have some emotes. So if I were to spam a bunch of emotes, they pop up right in there, and those do transfer across scenes. So if I were to grab those same 5 emotes, there they are. And that will also transfer to the BRB screen, the pre-stream, because it is being picked up as a scene. Now, chat is the exact same way. Stream chat sits right in the corner here. We also have special browser sources for MakerTube chat. MakerTube is another platform that I stream to. It is on the Fediverse. If that is something that you are interested in checking out, I do highly recommend it. And now chat gets to be displayed on stream next to Twitch chat. Now that is all of the horizontal layouts. Let's talk now about the vertical layouts. It's the same thing, or at least a very similar concept, where Twitch alerts are gonna pop up in here. We have vertical chat, which is, again, the same thought, right? Vertical chat is gonna sit right down in there, and this is just so I can pop this into a scene with very little issue. Vertical screen grab, same thought, right? There's that blurred background. So each vertical application sits on top of that blurred background, so it looks nice when we actually get to the game screen. Vertical tuna, same deal. If there's a song playing, it will get displayed right here. And so my scenes act as collections of sources and nested scenes. And this is really, really important just so that I like can mess around with things. It's a little bit more modular. It's a little bit easier for me to take things and mix them around and experiment. As for my stream settings, I do try to use a 4000 kbps bitrate. I also have streams set to also record, just in case. I have my recordings set up so that they go out as an MKV first, and then they are transcoded to MP4. This is just in case, like, if the power were to go out, or if my computer were to blue screen, I would still have that information stored as an MKV. If I were just recording as MP4, those recordings would be lost. That's basically kind of it. There are a couple little details I do want to go over. Now, the scrolling background here is actually just a single image, and it is a seamless pattern I created myself in Krita. It has been hit with some filters. So we have the scroll going up at like a slight angle to make it a little bit more interesting. We have a Halloween filter. This just makes it negative. I'm really excited to bust this out for the holiday season. We have a slight blur. Without it, you see it just loses a little bit of texture. And this VHS filter, if I were to turn it off, the colors become much brighter and there's less grain on it. I do appreciate the grain. It does look a little weird. That's why I like it so much. Under webcam, very similar situation. You can see I actually have it flipped. I'm using a background removal plugin. And I have the same VHS filter on. If I were to take it off, I look very pale. I look like a ghost. But with it on, there's some waviness, there's some grain, it's fun. So for my microphone, I'm using a condenser microphone. These are all just to make the mic sound decent. I do have a pop filter on it, and because it's a condenser mic, it already does a great job of removing any extra background noise. I do try my best to remove as much as I can with these filters. There are plenty of videos out there on how to set up your own filters and what filters might work best for your mic. It does ultimately boil down to experimentation because every piece of hardware is a little bit different. Now let's talk quickly about the slideshow. Now I actually run a slideshow of art on my intro and BRB screens. This is for me to display graphics, it's to display pieces of fan art I've received. If there are cool emotes or stickers that either I or the community have made, they can get displayed right here. If you would like to create something, there is a channel for it in our Discord. And this is literally just a slideshow. It is on a loop mode. The time between slides is about 10 seconds, and it takes about 700 milliseconds to transition between each image. And then as you can see, we have this directing to a very specific folder, the Twitch Slides folder. I do recommend this. I think it is a lot of fun, and it's a great way to just, show off something cool that your community made on stream. Let's talk more about the plugins I have for OBS. So I have the multi-stream plugin by Sora Yuki, who created the plugin originally for VTubers, but it allows me to multi-stream to Twitch, YouTube, MakerTube. It is an incredible plugin. I also have a bunch of effects and visual stuff going on. A lot of the stuff that I have set up on my stream is not in vanilla OBS. So yes, this is from OBS Shader Filter, and it is a fantastic pack of shaders, transitions, effects, all sorts of things to make your stream look and feel any sort of way you want. I also use the Move plugin, and I only use that for the logo on the vertical screen. I noticed on plenty of vertical video sharing sites that the logo for the site often bounces from corner to corner, and so I figured, okay, I have a logo, let's make the logo bounce from corner to corner. I also use, as I mentioned, Tuna. Tuna is a plugin that works well with a lot of different audio sources. I know it works with Spotify, YouTube Music, it will accept a browser source, it accepts Windows Media Player if I remember correctly. If you want to set it up specifically with MusicBee, there is a MusicBee plugin for that if you are interested, that you can find on the MusicBee forums. And then the vertical setup, as I've mentioned, is by Item, and it is literally just a vertical scene that you can broadcast alongside your horizontal. You can also use it to record. There are ways of getting clips of the last 30 seconds, I believe that's the replay buffer, and it is just a wonderful little setup. It does take some getting used to, but this is not a tutorial, unfortunately, for that specifically. I can't go over that. I will say, you do need to be prepared for things to break. I think that's everything that I can think of. I'm gonna say hell yeah, and I'll record a better outro later.